Brave Sir Knight, you've come to rescue me at last. Ignore the state of my room. I've been living here all alone, and I haven't had company in so long. It'll be just a moment. I need to secure my jewelry. Then we must go. There's a terrible monster that dwells in these ruins, and it could be back at any moment.
Princess, I'm home! Wash up. Dinner will be ready in half an hour.
Oh no! That's her, the dragon who rules this old fort. I hoped you wouldn't have to encounter the beast. Perhaps we can escape.
Who are you talking to? Did you take my magic mirror again? I told you it only tells you what you want to hear.
Just a moment. I'm bathing.
Without hot water?
I wanted a cold bath.
Play it that way, why don't you? I'll see for myself.
Oh. Hello, gorgeous.
What?
Princess, you should have told me we had company. Mercy, what a treat to have them for dinner.
Dragon, no, you can't.
We'll uncork a bottle, light some candles.
You can't just eat my hero.
Maybe roast some mushrooms. Oh, wait. Oh, that's precious. You think I'd devour our guest?
I wouldn't put it past you.
Well, I admit my appetite can be mysterious to a maiden such as yourself. What do you say there, champ? Want to trade stories of distant lands over a glass of something old and rich?
Oh, could you just stop it, you tyrant?
What? I'm just paying courtesy to our guest, like you.
You said a knight would come for me, right?
Well, we needn't be so hasty with this traveler.
You said I could leave when I had someone else to protect me.
Princess, I too have not had a visitor in so many years.
Oh, I see what you're doing. As if you went foraging in that dress, which I made for you, by the way, and now you're flouncing.
I do not flounce, Princess. I just came up here.
You are trying to seduce my knight and take them away from me. You just take and take and take, and you never care how it affects anyone but yourself.
I do not.
You do too. I've been waiting my whole life for this. You can't butt in.
How dare you speak to me in such a way, you petulant child? You worthless, worm-hearted whelp! I never should have taken you in.
I wish you hadn't! My curtains! You said you wouldn't breathe fire indoors.
The ingratitude! The sheer ingratitude!
Look at yourself. I made those curtains for you. You said you didn't like the draft in the winter, and now look what you've done. Just go. I don't want you burning my mattress, too.
Princess, I am trying my best here. I'm sorry.
I hate her. Oh, I hate her. I hate her. I hate her. Ah! Oh, fiddlesticks. Oh, I wish you didn't have to meet my godmother from hell. Oh, brave knight, you look so weary from the climb. I don't even want to think about how much your armor and weapons weigh. Can I take your helmet? Oh, thank goodness, I was half expecting an ogre under there. You're, glistening, shall we say. Well, of course you are. You're dressed for the snow. The fortress always runs quite hot. Sit down, won't you? I have a cool bucket of water and a cloth. Let me wipe away some of that sweat and grime. That's quite the scar on your nose. How did you get it? A duel, perhaps? Or an arrow through the visor? You fell down the stairs, truly? Quite the misadventure. Just the sort of thing that could happen here. I admire your honesty. Have you traveled far, knight? Aquitaine? That is quite far. Venice, Arabia. Yes, those are just names to me. I'm afraid my geography skills are hardly up to scratch for a princess. I found some maps in the archive on the 3rd floor, but they don't even chart Britain or Iberia. And what were your journeys like? Did you meet many princes and kings? I see. How fantastic. That all sounds very heroic. A gallant like you should have earned lands and titles. No matter. When I return to my realm, surely I'll make you at least an earl. Yes, of course, silly. I was a princess before the dragon took me, and unless very much has changed, I expect I still am a princess. I assure you, she doesn't call me that for fun. She's very... how to describe her? Egomaniacal. That's a little harsh of me, don't you think? She took one look at you with those hungry eyes of hers and decided she wanted you. I didn't think she'd be, into you. I mean, I knew she'd want you inside her. No, that isn't what I meant. I thought she would swallow you. Oh no, I thought she would eat you. Oh, fiddlesticks. You know what I meant to say. I guess I should have seen that coming. I should have predicted that. Oh, darn it, I said dick. What I meant to say is she wants you because I want you. Not carnally. Conceptually. Conceptually. She wants the idea of you, really. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been waiting to be rescued for a very long time. I'm sure it shows. I can already tell you're very different from what I expected. I don't mind. I just mean to say, I hope I'm what you expected. My biceps? Well, yes, I do a lot of metalwork, little improvements around the fort. I made all of the doors and furniture from scratch. Sometimes the dragon brings me a red-hot lump of iron and I bang out a bunch of nails. I try not to think of where she gets it from. I was 5 when I found out she usually shakes down the local peasants for a sheep or a goat for dinner. Why they choose to live in a valley overlooked by a dragon is beyond me. Did you think I spent all day just brushing my hair and doing embroidery? I used to have long hair. Guess what happened to it? Hazards of being captive to a dragon, I suppose. No, I'm a one-woman army trying to keep these ruins from being completely ruined, and the opposition is both relentless and bad-tempered. If she doesn't let me go, will you fight her? I don't really want you to. She does try. Nobody else has been there for me. I've never wanted for food, or books, or projects to keep me busy. Sometimes she's like my mother, maybe a big sister. Other times she's just alien. She talks to herself, argues with the voices in her head, and sometimes she loses the argument. If she misplaces a piece of her hoard, she'll stomp and rage and destroy half of it. She's not mad, I don't think, just a little maladjusted. She's never tried to hurt me, for instance, and I think she's awfully lonely. She says she's young for a dragon. She'll never tell me why she doesn't go and be with her own kind. If she did go among other dragons, maybe it wouldn't be such a big deal for her to let me leave. Could you talk to her? Tell her how I feel? If she only knew that I didn't hate her, that I'd write her letters and, oh God help me, I'd even miss her. But she won't hear that from me. I'm never going to be anything but a brat in her eyes. But she looks at you and she sees, a knight, an adult. You could change her mind. You could make her understand. Could you try? For me? Oh, thank you. I'll pack my things, and if we can, we'll slip away after dinner. I'll see you soon, my hero. For luck.
The champion returns. Here, help me chop carrots. She's a fussy eater, my princess. Ever since she was little, wouldn't eat anything that had a face. If she knew what I did to get fresh groceries on this mountain, she still thinks veal is a type of mushroom. Did the farmers send you? I'm sure they're tired of being extorted for cabbages from the dragon tyrant. Not so lucky, then. That would have been a simple matter if the peasants sent you. Personally, I would prefer to go back to catching wild goats from the mountain pass. But we'll be dead before we trade gold for vegetables. We won't do it. We can't. Nothing leaves the horde. What would my ancestors think? Yes, what do we think of me? Oh, yes, that. It's a habit. I was alone for a long time before her, and I feel the blood of my parents and grandparents in me. I carry them. All their wisdom is contained in me. I hear their voices in my ears. Sometimes I think of myself as many. It's better than thinking of myself as the last. Oh, we are so ashamed. I'm no fairy godmother. What would she have me be? Handsome like a knight? But we're the dragon. Terrible. Great. Solitary. I did not ask for her guardianship. I didn't want her. I certainly didn't need her. I am not the one who takes and takes and takes. She has taken everything from us. Oh, the girl infuriates me. She makes me want to level this castle to the ground, fly east, and never look back. She made me a crown of lilies, so I could be a princess too. A little human, 4 years old, showing kindness to us. Look how she's warped us. Me. Made a mother out of me. I'm a 100-foot-long monster who makes horses scream and men turn to ash. Not that you would ever know. I'm hardly taller than you now. But no pretty dress can hide these horns or wings. Truly, have you come to take her from me? Would she be happier? Would you? Our princess. She's just lonely. Every creature wants to be with their own, but her place is here. Her throne is broken, bloodline extinct. There's nothing out there for her but a long war with pretenders to her seat. She has no army, no prospects really of success. No, we didn't tell her. How could we? Over the years, it's become difficult to care for one another, to protect her. And I'm so afraid that whatever happens today, we won't be able to persuade her to stay with me. I'm her home. I'm all she's got. She is all my family. I suppose we weren't what you expected. Don't get me wrong, if I thought I had a choice, I wouldn't choose to ask nicely. But I don't. Please don't take her. Not today. I know we'll never be enough for her, no matter how I feel. But if you stayed with us, maybe you could buy me time. It's not too late to set some things right. Tell some hard truths. Get her ready for what's out there. Maybe she'd understand if she knew I did it all for her. She might think well of me and decide to stay. My eyes? I don't understand. How does she think we look at you? Knight, mind yourself. I do not fancy you. Preposterous. I was just offering you our hospitality. We don't get many guests here. Any guests, really. Well, yes, I called you gorgeous because you are gorgeous. Didn't you know? Objectively speaking, I mean, for a human. Sorry, yes, I know it's confusing. You're very attractive, but we cannot be attracted to you. You're a knight, we're a dragon. I understand exactly what the princess means, that would be wrong, but I can still want to meet you properly. Trade stories about distant lands. I'm sure we have a few things in common. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? I really don't care for this line of questioning. I know you're just asking to be thorough, but it seems unnecessary if you don't have any interest in us in, well, that type of way. We'd never pass for human, not even in the dark. And, well, knights and princesses, they're sort of a thing, right? But, well, if you were, maybe you could stay here with us. You, us, me, and the princess. We could make you very comfortable. You could spend your days hunting or lounging or helping with repairs, and we could talk about whatever else. It would make the princess quite happy, and I would, of course, be quite happy. I like the thought of having a matching set of humans. Does that sound weird? If there's anything else you wanted, do you want to see my hoard? I have many fine things. Don't you like treasure? You can't have any, but you can look at it.
Dragon?
Princess! Dinner is nearly done once these carrots finish stewing.
I don't think we should stay for dinner. I think we're going.
But we were talking, and it seems a bit late to set off on your own down the mountain. Tell her.
Maybe that's what you were thinking, but I don't want to be here. I've made up my mind. I'm leaving. Just ask our guest.
If we could just sit down, if you could just hear what I have to say, this doesn't have to be so dramatic.
Could you just understand it's not about you? I'm just ready. Ready as I'll ever be. And if I let you stop me again, I'm afraid I'm going to spend my whole life missing out. Tell her, Knight.
You will not speak to us in such a tone. The Knight and we, and I are very close to deciding.
You don't get to decide for me. We're leaving.
Are you?
Aren't we?
What do you say?